Hi everybody. I'm back because we have a lot to talk about. Today, I want to talk about the bad ancestors. All of us have somebody in our families that we did not get along with. Maybe some people really wronged us. So we kind of don't feel compassion or love or anything towards them. And let's talk about should we venerate those people or not. I will tell you first short story about myself before I got initiated into anything. The only thing that I was doing was venerating my ancestors and doing some folk magic for myself on the side. So I was doing what I'm doing now. My table was a lot smaller because I was just starting out. So I have this Baba, my grandma, that I lived with, and I did not get along with her. I did not like her at all. Growing up, I've seen her only as somebody that doesn't have my best, in her heart, or my sister or my mother or anything like that. She, to me, always seemed like she was inclined towards her other child, not my father, because my father was her son, because we usually, we used to live with the father's parents. We took care of our elderly. So I did not put her on my table. I did not have a picture of hers. And usually when I venerated them, I was using a prayer from my tradition. It's Christian prayer. It's the one that the priest would always say when we do either 40 days for the dead at the cemetery and stuff, and we mention their names. We mention their names in a prayer to elevate them. So whenever I was doing that prayer, I would never mention her name at all. I was not back home when she passed away. I was here in America, and once I left, I never saw her again, ever. So one day I was sitting, I'm like maybe I should. So I did. In my prayer, I said her name. And as soon as I said her name, I felt heaviness on my chest. My chest felt like they're squeezing. And I had a very hard time breathing. I couldn't breathe. I was like going like that for like a minute. My cousin was over, so she lived with him at the time of her passing. So when I was done with that stuff, I told him, and he's like, she passed away. Her heart literally exploded. She couldn't breathe. That's how she went. So she let me know that she heard me. I decided to venerate all of them, bad and good, because at the end of the day, they're still part of me. Where am I gonna run away from them when they're literally inside of me, in my blood and in my DNA? I carry them with me. They're part of me. What am I gonna do if I don't venerate them? That means that I'm not completely devoted to myself either, or to my offspring. So hell yeah, I'm gonna venerate them as well. Now, the difference comes when who you work with. You don't have to work with them. You don't have to have kind words for them. What you can do if you've been really badly hurt from an ancestor that is passed away is that you can sit down in front of your space and talk to them. Tell them exactly how they made you feel. People usually don't change when they cross over. But some of them do, some of them don't. But you personally, you don't know what is it that they need, and if they have changed or if they're trying to grow on the other side or not. So you better tell them how they made you feel, and you come to peace with that. I'm not saying forgive. No, I'm saying forgive. Wrong choice of words. I'm saying forgive, but don't forget, is what I'm trying to say. Because forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is always for you. Because that's going to eat you up on the inside, and you're not going to have the most productive life, because there's going to be something always bothering you and, eating you up alive, basically. So the forgiveness is for your peace of mind, not for theirs. They still have to in my mind, pay for what they were doing. That's how I see it. But the bottom line is, you still venerate them. Now, if you feel like you can move past that, maybe you can try to work with them for, you know, maybe for workings that are not of the positive nature. Divination will always help you. You need to learn how to divine with something in order to communicate with your people. If you can't, if you're not a medium. So you're going to have to do that in order to see if they want to work with you or not. If they decline, that's fine. You still don't need to take them off the ancestral table, and you don't need to stop venerating them as well. Just leave them the fuck alone. That's about it. That's all that I can think of for right now. I'm trying to keep the videos short as well, like under 6 minutes. So if you guys have any questions, write them up in comments. Please like my video if you are enjoying it, and that really helps me get visibility on YouTube. And I'm looking forward to some good communication about this subject.